The Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024 meeting of the Eden Prairie City Council is now called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's typical that I read an announcement about really an opportunity that our residents have to come and address the council. It's called Open Podium. Open Podium is an opportunity for Eden Prairie residents to address the City Council on issues related to Eden Prairie City government. Prior to each council meeting, council meetings typically occur the first and third Tuesday of each month. These open podiums occur between 6:30 and 6:55 p.m. here in the council chamber. If you wish to speak at Open Podium, please do contact the city manager's office at 952-949-8412 by noon of the meeting date with your name, your phone number, and subject matter so we can be better prepared for you. Open Podium is not recorded or televised. If you have questions about Open Podium, please do contact the city manager's office. I think this is about the first meeting we don't have proclamations and donations. And
That's good.
yeah, I mean, it's nice. We are at the start of the year, even though this is a relatively shorter meeting this evening, well, they're all important, but this one's really important. We do a lot of designations and I guess you could even say elections, but appointments of council members to various activities. I will make a brief comment, just not egocentrically, through my own eyes, I guess, approach or going through and entering the 2024 year. It's just interesting at my age, and many of you are close to that as well, that my grandparents met in 24, married in 25, had my dad in 26, but a different century. It's just kind of strange to be going through these years once again. Rick's like, whoa, you're pretty young. You're like, I got a ways to go before that. All right. The first item then that we need approval on is of the agenda and other items of business. Are there any items to add to the agenda this evening, Council? If not, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. All right, minutes. We have 2 minutes from the meetings back on December 5th. Are there any items or edits that you'd like to raise? Or if not, we could put them into the same motion.
Move to approve the following city council minute. Council workshop held Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. City council meeting held Tuesday, December 5th, 2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Consent calendar. Before I ask for a motion, I would just like to, out of recognition that we had a resident come during our open podium time this evening, and simply raise a question about item M. And I would just like to say that it's up to each of you if you wish to have it pulled for more discussion, but I wanted to add that it is for a study, really, architectural design of the new proposal of moving the police department from the east side of our building over to the west side, something that we've been looking at, I don't know now, 3, 4, 5 years, I think. And we are one of the only police departments in, well, the region, the area that we're around for sure, that do not park inside our police cars. And this would build out basically a parking area for, if I recall, 70, right, 80 vehicles. It will be really great for the police department, plus really a great redesign for the police department itself. This was a bid process. We are tonight in the consent calendar approving the lowest bid. And again, it's just for the architectural design. Typically, in my 27 years, this would have been an item in the consent calendar, both because of the cost, but also it's not fully perfunctory, but generally routine. And I did mention in the open podium that my exposure and experience on the school district that I think the school district similarly for architectural studies, design, things like that typically would have done something like this in a consent calendar format. So if you all are okay leaving it in the consent calendar, then I would entertain a motion to approve items A through S on the consent calendar. If you wish to pull it, speak now.
And Mayor, real quick, just adding a couple real minor points. So this is a contract for professional services. So staff did interview multiple architects. We are actually taking the lowest cost architect, but with professional services, we don't absolutely have to do that. It's not similar to the construction bids you'll see later. And it is a contract for the architecture services. As you recall, because you talked earlier about having had a lot of discussion, we've actually had a study done. So you previously approved a study, and in workshops in 2023, you evaluated the study, which led to the possible design of this remodel within City Hall and the current footprint of City Hall, not an addition of City Hall, because we have quite a bit of space here in City Hall for relocating the police department. And frankly, through your discussion last year, possibly also relocating other offices in City Hall from the lower level to the upper level, as you said, Mayor, to the west side. So you've actually done some study work. This is a project that's been in our capital improvement plan for probably 8 years. I think actually last month at the budget hearing, I talked about this being one of your major capital projects coming up in 24 and 25. It's been in the capital improvement plan, as I said, since at least 2015. But it is one of those milestone actions along the way, following a study. Now you have architectural services, you've already approved construction manager, and then at some point later in the year would be when you receive those actual designs and plans, and the city would go to bid for the services of for that being built. And there'll be more approvals along the way where you'll be taking action before construction could even start. And again, when I say construction, what's interesting about the project, it should all occur within the confines of this building. It would not involve any new additions or structures necessarily. There is a possible option for future garage space. But that being said, the last comment is, I said this has been in your capital plan for 8 years because the discussion of a remodel of the police department's been discussed for that long. And the timing is such that when you undertake this project, there will be significant debt coming off the city's levy to a point where you've heard this before, you've heard this in other meetings, where you may be able to add the debt that's part of this remodel, and it may have very little, if any, effect on the overall debt levy. So it's possible, and we're not there yet because we have no idea how much the actual construction will cost. But the plan for the last 7, 8, or 9 years is when this remodel is done, it actually may have no effect or very little effect on the city's debt levy and effect to the property taxpayer.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that, again, we're early, but preliminary estimates are that it will have negligible impact on taxes, property taxes, which I think is really fantastic, but also helps us going forward to feel, I think, more comfortable with each stage. This is just a very early stage in the process, is I think the point. So,
Mayor,
yes,
just
please.
since we already talked about this and Mr. Getchell's explanation, my perspective, you don't need to pull it out anymore. We already talked about it. When you pull it out, we will be talking same thing again. So I'm okay with that.
Okay. So if everyone is, if someone would entertain, or I would entertain a motion, approval of items A through S on the consent calendar.
I will move for approval of items A through S in the consent calendar.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We have no public hearings or meetings this evening. Payment of claims. Anyone have any items within the payment of claims, which is basically in the old days, the list of checks that we cut to our various vendors and expenses for the city over the last month? Anybody have any items they'd wish to question or highlight? If not, is there a motion to approve payment of claims?
Move approval of payment of claims as submitted.
Say that 10 times fast. Is there a second?
Second.
Let's see, roll call. Well, any further discussion, then we'll do the roll call. Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Freiberg,
Aye.
Councilmember Narayan,
Aye.
Councilmember Nelson,
Aye.
Councilmember Toomey,
Aye.
Mayor Case.
Aye. All right, Mr. Getchell, we have a lot of appointments this evening. I don't know how you want to do it. I'll turn it back over to you. We can just whip through them, or if you want to take a moment on each one, it's up to you. Go ahead.
Mayor, if I may, I might just provide a quick overview on everything, and then you all can take it from here. The earlier appointments are for items that are statutory required for a city to approve at the beginning of the year, such as all the meeting dates you will have, the official newspaper of the city, and who will serve on different boards and commissions. And then that leads again to appointments that may not be required by ordinance or statute, but it's been the practice of the council at the first meeting of the year to appoint all of you to the various committees, groups, organizations that you all serve on. And that would be the remainder of the appointments, with obviously the exception of the most important appointment on the list, the assistant weed inspector. Aside from that, I think we cover most of the organizations that you're on. There are a few of them, such as the Southwest LRT Corridor Management Committee, Light Rail, that don't require appointments each and every year. But maybe with the exception of a few minor ones, almost all the groups that council members serve on are included in your annual appointments.
So, not sure, Council, how you want to do this. We could just go down the line, motion at a time. I think it's appropriate that you would move a motion with your name in it. It's up to you. I don't think that's inappropriate. We all believe in the work that we do. So if that's okay, Councilmember Toomey, if you'd like to start with the first motion.
Sure. I move to adopt a resolution designating the Eden Prairie Sun Sailor as the official city newspaper for the year 2024.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'm going to assume no discussion on these. Interrupt me if you want to say something. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Okay. Councilmember Narayan, B.
Move to adopt a resolution designating official meeting date, time, and place for the City of Eden Prairie Council in 2024 and appointing Councilmember Ms. Kathy Nelson as acting mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
I will add just one comment here for the sake of history and people listening either in the audience or at home, that it's statutory to appoint an acting mayor, someone that in the absence of the mayor takes over the reins of the city, especially in emergency areas, but also if I'm out of town for a meeting. But it's been tradition that the council, for as long as I know, except for one time I know about, but has appointed the longest serving council member as acting mayor. So that is council member Kathy Nelson this evening. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Okay. Council member Nelson next.
Let's see.
Commissioners to, you
Yeah, it's not, what is going with
want to
this?
read mine?
Yeah. Screen wouldn't move.
Last one there. Yeah.
Last one. Move to adopt a resolution appointing the city council members to serve as commissioners for the Eden Prairie Housing and Redevelopment Authority and appointing Ron Case as chair, Rick Getchell as executive director, and council member Kathy Nelson as secretary for calendar year 2024.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. All right. Councilmember Freiberg, the next one.
Move to adopt resolution designating Public Works Director Robert Ellis as the director and Councilmember Mark Freiberg as the alternate director to the Suburban Rate Authority.
Is there a second?
Second.
Just a comment, you know Mark, but if you want to go, we love having you go. And often the one elected official that ends up going gets often elected the chair. I mean, it's a great organization. Not that Robert Ellis doesn't do a great job, right? But I've been in that position where I was like the only elected official, and then I became the chair. So you might want, if you haven't gone to them already, they're interesting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. All right, back to Councilmember Toomey. E.
Move to approve appointment of Mayor Ron Case as delegate and council members as alternates to the National League of Cities.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Councilmember Narayan.
Move to approve appointment of Mayor Case and Councilmember Lisa Toomey as alternate to the Municipal Legislative Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Councilmember Nelson.
Move to approve Councilmember Mark Freiberg to the Southwest Cable Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. All right, passes. All right, next, what do we have? Councilmember Freiberg.
Move to approve appointment of council members Lisa Toomey to the I-494 Corridor Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. All right. So, have to make a comment on this. But so I'm not appointed as the chief weed inspector. It's statutory. It's like one of only 2 or 3 responsibilities of the mayor. I guess we used to be a farm state, and we still are, but quite rural. Nonetheless, I don't know anything about weeds. Thus, we are appointing someone who does. So is there, let's see, where are we down to? Councilmember Toomey.
Move to appoint Forestry and Natural Resources Supervisor Carly Whitner as Assistant Weed Inspector for the City of Eden Prairie.
Thank goodness. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed. All right, Councilmember Narayan.
Move to adopt resolution appointing Councilmember Kathy Nelson and Finance Manager Tammy Wilson to Eden Prairie Fire Relief Association.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. All right, Council Member, do you have it?
Yeah,
Nelson?
move to appoint Councilmember PG Narayan to the Southwest Transit Board as the Eden Prairie appointed representative for a 2-year term to end December 31, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. And just for the sake of the public here, we have 2 members on that board currently. Councilmember Freiberg is in the middle of his term, correct?
I come up.
Yeah, right. You would come up next year or the year after that or something. Okay, excellent. So thank you, all of you, for the representation that you give, well, us on the council. You represent us, but also representing the people of Eden Prairie and all these different organizations and commissions. Mr. Getchell, is there anything else regarding appointments or anything, comments you want to make?
There is not, Mayor.
So is that all to come before us this evening?
Yes, that is all for the first meeting of the new year.
Council, anything
That's
else?
what it is. Then move to adjourn the city council meeting tonight.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. All right, this meeting is adjourned.